Nostalgia isn't just about remembering the past, it's about the feeling of a memory slipping through your fingers, just out of reach. The backrooms capture this feeling perfectly, immersing us in half-remembered spaces that exist in a strange limbo between comforting and unsettling. This video is an insanely detailed breakdown of 4 of the most nostalgic backrooms levels, each one evoking a unique type of memory that many of us share. Level 94, The Dreamlike Childhood Fantasy. A world frozen in the golden glow of eternal afternoon, where white castles rise from rolling green hills. Everything looks like an old CD-ROM game, or a dream you once had but can't quite recall. Level 94 is the perfect embodiment of childhood nostalgia. It doesn't just look nostalgic, it feels like stepping into a forgotten dream from when you were 5 years old. Visuals and aesthetic. The landscape consists of soft, rolling hills, covered in artificial-looking grass that appears almost plastic, like the textures in old low-poly games. Perfectly cubic, white castles sit atop hills, giving the impression of a Playmobil or Lego fantasy world, or an old Fisher-Price toy playset. The sky is perpetually late afternoon, painted with golden hues and wispy clouds. The lighting is soft and dreamlike, mimicking the feeling of playing outside as the sun begins to set. The nostalgia factor. The smooth, simplistic textures look like something from old 3D rendered edutainment games, Jumpstart, Lego Island, or 90s CGI animations like Barney's Great Adventure. The architecture feels like something a child would build in their imagination, or perhaps a lost memory of playing with wooden block castles on the carpet. The air has the unmistakable feeling of an evening after school, when the day is winding down and the world feels safe and infinite. There's no danger, just a strange emptiness, as if this is a place you were meant to play in, but everyone else is gone. Sound and atmosphere. Distant wind chimes gently clinking, carried on a soft, endless breeze. The occasional faint laughter of children, but it never gets closer, and you never see anyone. The sound of your own footsteps on soft, unreal grass, feeling just slightly delayed, like in a dream. Deep nostalgia factor, 10 out of 10. This level taps into pure childhood dreamscape energy, feeling like something from a 90s educational game, a lost memory, or the world inside a toy commercial from your past. Level 37, The Pool Rooms. An infinite series of eerily silent, dimly lit indoor pools. The air smells like chlorine. The water is perfectly still. It feels like every public pool you've ever been to, but something is missing. Level 37 perfectly recreates that specific, eerie yet comforting feeling of being in a public swimming pool when no one else is around. If you've ever been the first one in the pool early in the morning, or the last one to leave at night, this level will feel like a memory you forgot you had. Visuals and aesthetic. The walls and floors are covered in sterile, off-white tiles, reflecting the dim, flickering fluorescent lights overhead. The pools vary in size, some are massive, stretching beyond sight, while others are small, cozy basins nestled in tight corridors. The water is completely still, with no ripples, unless you disturb it. And when you do, the ripples fade too quickly, like the level doesn't want to be changed. The nostalgia factor. The smell of chlorine is so strong you can almost taste it. It's the exact scent of childhood swimming lessons or public pools in hotels and YMCA centers. The lighting gives everything a soft, blue-green tint, like looking through a pair of water goggles. The feeling of being alone in a place that should be full of people, like when your parents took you to the pool early and you got to explore before anyone else arrived. The echoing acoustics, every sound is amplified but also eerily distant, as if someone is swimming in another room just out of sight. Sound and atmosphere. The hum of distant pool filtration systems, constant and droning. The occasional drip of water from a distant ceiling pipe. The muted splashing of something unseen, but only when you're not looking at the water. Deep nostalgia factor, 9 out of 10. This level perfectly captures the essence of forgotten childhood summer days, the stillness, the smell, and the strange magic of being in an empty swimming pool. Level 9, the dark suburbs. An endless suburban neighborhood at dusk. The houses are normal, but something is off. Street lights flicker. The wind is too quiet. It feels like you've stayed out too late as a kid and need to get home, but which house is yours? Level 9 is the embodiment of being a kid walking home alone at night. The moment where you realize it's too late, and the world has become just slightly more unfamiliar than it should be. Visuals and aesthetic. Rows of identical suburban houses, all with their curtains drawn, except for the occasional flickering light inside. The sky is stuck in an eternal overcast dusk, with a deep blue-gray hue, as if a storm is about to start, but never does. Driveways with bikes left abandoned, cars parked perfectly still, yet there's never a sign of people. The nostalgia factor. That eerie, yet strangely peaceful feeling of walking home alone as a kid at night. The smell of wet pavement and freshly cut grass, triggering memories of childhood summers and autumn evenings. The occasional glow of a CRT television behind a window, playing something you can't quite make out. That feeling of knowing you should recognize this place, but something feels wrong. Sound and atmosphere. The distant muffled sound of a television through a closed window. The occasional creak of a swing set moving on its own. The buzzing of faulty streetlights, flickering in a rhythmic but unpredictable pattern. Deep nostalgia factor, 8.5/10. This level taps into the deep, unshakable feeling of being a child wandering the streets at night, where the world suddenly feels too empty, too still, yet somehow deeply familiar. Only 36% of you are subscribed. Double check if you are. Final thoughts, the backrooms as a portal to forgotten nostalgia. Each of these levels triggers something deep within us, whether it's the surreal childhood dreamscape of level 94, the sterile aquatic nostalgia of level 37, or the suburban eeriness of level 9. They exist in a strange limbo between comfort and unease, reminding us of places we've been, but in ways that feel just a little bit off. Which one do you feel the strongest nostalgia for? Let me know in the comment section and I might make a whole video on it.